Um, we're Team Lapatronics, and we'd like you to present to you our invention, which is for surgical tools for minimal invasive surgery, which is for laparoscopic surgery. A brief intro of this is one very famous doctor in the Philippines approached us to do this project for him. He is very well known in the world, and because he has problems with how the conventional tools he is using right now. This is how laparoscopy works. From the conventional surgery, you can see the open cut, but for the laparoscopy, you can see the 3 small scars, just holes. Yeah. Why is laparoscopy is becoming an emerging way to perform surgery? This is why, because there's a 60% cost reduction for the patients. This is an example of laparoscopy surgery. Sorry for the goring. Yeah. You can see here the monitor, and the doctor is just inserting the tool inside the patient. Yeah. And this is the gallbladder extraction. Yeah. The problem, when we talked to the doctor, he complained that there are problems with the conventional tools and the fully robotic systems. These are 2 ways on how you can do laparoscopic surgery. For the conventional tools, he complained that there is very limited movement because inside the patient, there is very limited space inside. So what he wants is for the tool to have a bending inside the patient. And for the fully robotic system, it's an inexpensive investment for the hospitals. This is because if you have 10 patients, you need 10 of these machines, which is very expensive. As you can see, the cost of 1 machine is $2 million each. So you need 10 of this, so you need 20 million. And also for the disposable parts, 2,500 to 5,000, this is being transferred to the cost of the patient. So what we did is we designed a tool that mimics the capabilities of the fully robotic system. This is our prototype tool. We designed it to be user-friendly and be controlled by electronics, and it has a modular tip. We designed the modular tip because on the conventional system, once the tip becomes blunt, they just throw the tool away. These are the tips. So we position our lapatronics to be between the high-end and the low-end system. For the price, we position ourselves to be only 2 times the conventional tool price. Market potential. For the year 2008, there's around 5 billion potential, and in 2015, there's a 9 billion for just laparoscopic tools, with an annual growth rate of 7.2%. This is the doctors that we have talked to, and we showed them our tool, and they were very happy with it, and they wanted to use it for their surgery. For patenting issues, I can't show this. Sorry. Okay.
So who will benefit from it? These are the people who benefit it. For the surgeons, since our tool is capable of different kinds of movements, the doctors will be able to decide whether and how to proceed with the procedure. This will minimize the stress and the awkward hand positions, which will lessen the metacarpal injuries. For the patient, there will be less swelling of organs because our tool can minimize the movement of the organs inside. There will be better welfare, more affordable, and opens more possibilities. For the hospitals, it frees up more space, less investments, and acquires a competitive technology advantage. For the income, aside from our sales of the device, we have after sales, tips that we could sell individually, handles that could be customized for the surgeon's hands, services, and trainings. For future development, we'll reduce our 10mm outer diameter tool to a 5mm that will reduce the incisions and reduce the scars. We'll have cauterizers that will cut the organs, staplers that will close the organs, and hydro pumps that will take out the blood, and vacuum that will suck it. This will be a better experience for the doctors, better surgical experience. We'll be having a 2-year timeline. We're now in stage 1, prototype. And for investments, we need to have at least $200,000 for the Philippine market. This, the government will help us in the technology transfer. And in the US market, we need to have at least $550,000 for the FDA approval and the clinical trials. For our target market are the surgeons, hospitals, and associations. So how do we market it? We lease it. Leasing per procedure, or we sell it directly to them. And we'll be having partners, famous doctors that will help us recognize a product. These are some numbers that would complement our leasing market. So we have $2 million per surgery in the United States alone. So these are just some of our awards. We've won the Bank of Philippine Islands and Department of Science Award, Center of Engineering and Sustainability Development Research, Enterprise Award, and Outstanding Thesis in just 2 months. For advisory group, we'll be having Dr. Kim Shitan, the father of laparoscopy here in the Philippines, and he's very famous throughout the world. He also pioneered the laparoscopy here in the Philippines. We'll have other advisors that has 40 years of experience in academia and in the industry. Join us improve the lives and health of the people. Be part of the move, be part of Lapatronics. Thank you.
Suppose if you don't get the FDA approval, do you have any plan B? Which all countries can you still, can use this tool even if it's not FDA approved?
If our patent isn't in the Philippines has been approved, we could use the product. So, right, Tom? That's fine.
For the Philippine market, the government will help us with all the clinical trials and all the approvals.
And we have different.
I have a cost question. Yeah. As we know, in the US, there are enormous pressures on healthcare costs. And what you're doing is positioning this above the current cost of laparoscopic tools. So, but you did mention that you would be able to replace tips throughout. So have you done the total cost of a current laparoscopic gallbladder surgery using current laparoscopic instruments versus the total cost using yours? How different are those costs?
Because currently we are on the stage of prototype 1, so there hasn't been really some testings with the clinical trials or in patients.
So what you're saying is you don't know how many tools you'll use during a single surgery, so you haven't done the cost equivalent yet?
For surgeries?
What I'm saying is that given the market realities today, cost is probably the most important factor once you're saying, okay, it's laparoscopic, but you want to use your more expensive tools. So I'm trying to understand how much more it will cost, since that will really drive how you can manage to sell this in a market like the US.
Okay.
And how that compares to current laparoscopic surgery.
Currently, for doctors, if they want a different tip, they need a different. They need the whole tool itself. So that whole tool itself costs around $2,000 US. So we try to position our tool to be just 4,000, and that this is just the. This is not the price for the mass market. So if we mass produce this, it will definitely go lower.
And then your tips are much lower?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so you're saying that it might even be less expensive? Is
Yes.
that your goal?
Yes,
okay,
that's
great.
our goal. Thank you. Any more questions?
Is there any competing product? I mean, yours is the only one. We only have the low-end laparoscopy as well as the high-end. Is there nothing in between?
Currently, there's a competitor, but what he is doing is it's purely mechanical. But the doctor that we talked to, he's the father of a very famous doctor in the Philippines. He complained that because he uses something like a rope inside, so it causes backlash. So the doctors, he said that he didn't want that. Okay. Thank you.